Hi guys, so I literally just thought of this video and I had to pull out my camera and film it. So today I'm going to be talking about my experience in a sorority rush, the process, why I rush a sorority. A lot of girls are super nervous and rush is coming up in the winter, so I wanted to make a more in-depth video about it. So to start off, I was not going to join a sorority. I was so against it. I was like, I'm not going to be one of those sorority girls. Well, look at me now. I was so against Greek life and I wasn't planning to rush literally up until like the day before sorority rush registration was due. So I had a really rough freshman year. I'm going to talk about it in like more videos, but I had a really hard time making friends. I was lacking a community. I was having a hard time at college. So I had a few people in my life encourage me to rush, and I'm really glad they did. You know, they kind of assured me that like I didn't have to join a house by the end of it, and if I hated it, I could just drop out. So that kind of like got me to actually register and rush. I went into it with an open mind, but I didn't actually think I would join a house, and honestly, I didn't really care. I guess I didn't really have the best attitude about it. I wasn't like super excited to rush, super excited to be at these houses. So I didn't really care to like learn about sororities or rush. I did no research. I didn't buy new outfits. I didn't talk to people in sororities. I didn't research the houses, anything like that. So I just kind of went into it blind. I knew nothing about sororities, nothing about the process. I was clueless. But honestly, I think that's the way you should go into rush, because that's kind of the point of rush. The point of rush is to like learn about the houses and learn about sororities in the process. And like most of the girls who go in like don't know a thing. And I think it's better that way because you come in without bias. You come in with more of an open mind and you're more willing to talk to the girls in the houses and learn about their sorority experience from them. But I went through the whole rush process. Obviously, there's a lot of feelings that go on in the rush process. You know, you have to pick houses, and then houses also have to pick you. So you're getting dropped from houses left and right, and it can take a toll on your mental and emotional health. A lot of the times you feel like you're not good enough. You're like, why did I get dropped from that house? Did I say something weird? Was my outfit weird? So it is kind of hard emotionally and can definitely hinder on your confidence. But to anyone who's watching this who's gonna rush, let me tell you, if a house drops you, don't take it too personal. They talk to hundreds of girls and it's usually just a numbers game. We had a lot of support, you know, we have recruitment counselors, they have a schedule for us. There isn't much you can like screw up except like the talking part, but you have like a support system behind you and they kind of talk you through the process. So I went through all the 4 rounds. It was kind of a roller coaster emotionally, physically. It is so exhausting to rush and talk to people. So there's open house round, there's philanthropy, sisterhood, and preference. Preference is when you have to pick between 2 houses. So when I got my 2 options, I felt like I didn't really fit into one of the houses. So I ended up suicide bidding to Zeta. And a suicide bid is you either want the house or you don't want anything. So for me, it was like Zeta or nothing, which I ended up getting Zeta, so I was very happy. You know, after you open those little cards and everyone screams, you run to the house for bid day, and then the next like 2 weeks are full of activities for the new members, you know, getting to know the girls who are in the sorority and actually getting to know, you know, your new sorority. And I actually made a lot of good friends, you know, the first couple weeks, you know, being in the sorority and going to all the events, so that was really fun. And trust me, like you end up getting so much more comfortable in your sorority and with everyone as time goes on and as you spend more time with these people. Because at first I was so nervous to go to these sisterhood events and, you know, talk to the older members. But after a while, you do feel like you're in and you're part of the community. And I have made some of my best friends in my sorority. So I talked about this earlier. The reason I wanted to join a sorority is because I had a hard time making friends and I lacked a community. And that's exactly what my sorority gave to me. I met some of my best friends and I also feel like I'm surrounded by a supportive community. So that was all back in January. So I've been in my sorority for less than a year now, and it definitely feels, completely different than when I first joined, obviously. You start to get really close with the girls. I also live in my sorority house right now, so that's also a crazy experience. It's like having a sleepover with your best friends every single night. And actually, for this upcoming January, I get to rush girls, so I get to be on the other side of it. So we're starting to, you know, be trained for that and learn about how it is on the other side, so that's gonna be exciting. But it's gonna be weird talking to these freshmen and seen myself in them like when I was rushing last year. So yeah, my experience has been great, and I'm actually happy that I ended up rushing. I'm really glad that those few people in my life kind of pushed me to do it, because I don't think I would have, and I probably wouldn't have the friends that I have today. And not only do you have this community of your sorority too, but there's also this community with Greek life as a whole. So the frats and the sororities have mixers and events together, so you really get to know a lot of the people in other sororities and other frats, and you kind of end up knowing everyone in Greek life. Like, I can walk around and point to someone and I know which frat or sorority they were in. So it's kind of like this broader community outside of Zeta. I have like this community of Greek life as well. But I've also said this before, and I'll say it again, Greek life is not for everyone. You can find a community and have a social life and party outside of Greek life. So I don't want you to think from this video that like you have to join a sorority to find friends or have fun, because it's definitely not like that, especially at the University of Michigan. So yeah, that's kind of my rush experience, rush process, and my experience in Zeta. So I plan on making more videos about sororities and rush as it gets closer. But if you guys have like any questions at all, please DM me or leave them in the comments. I would be more than happy to answer them. I remember how I felt last year, so if you have any doubts or questions, please message me. Okay, bye guys, see you next time.